Hello, my name is Anado Juan Carlito. I'm an international relations student of Slamet Riyadi University, Solo. Democracy in Indonesia is still slow, but do people care? The COVID-19 outbreak has once again exposed Indonesian lacks of preparedness to handle disaster and emergencies. After weeks of denying the severity of the pandemic, the Indonesian government's response to the climbing numbers of confirmed cases has been confusing. A lack of coordination between the central and the local administration left the public with mixed signal about the scale of the problem. While some local authorities, such as in Jakarta, Tegal, and Papua, rushed to impose strict limits on the movement people, the central government issued a warning to local administration to remind them of the central government's authority to impose such measures. It was only at the end of March, 4 weeks after the country's first two confirmed coronavirus cases, that the central government issued a legal framework for large-scale social restriction, which still required the region to obtain approval from the central government to implement. This confusion has only compounded another struggle for Indonesia as the crisis unfolds. How, in a democracy, to ensure respect for the freedom of speech? Angry at the government, respond to the outbreak. People have taken to social media, particularly Twitter, the platform still hugely popular in Indonesia, to express their discontent. There has been misinformation, a problem not helped by a lack of transparency and clear guidelines from the government at the outset. Yet the official response towards criticism has been overly sensitive. Presidential spokesperson Fatur Rahman discouraged the public from criticizing the government about its handling of COVID-19. In early April, a police telegram was reported to contain instruction to monitor opinions on the internet for defamation against the president and government, with reference to 207 article of Penal Code. The police were also on alert of hoaxes and online shopping scams related to health and hygiene supplies. As of last month, the police have handled 97 cases concerning misinformation and disinformation. Some charges related to effort to contain of enhancement of xenophobia and racism. Most of the people detained have been subsequently released. The detention of Rafia Patra, a researcher and vocal government critic, was a high-profile case in recent weeks. Ravi was detained after his WhatsApp account was hacked and used to broadcast messages calling for the looting of shops. He was released after 33 hours of detention. While the police insist they have no intention to intimidate or silence criticism, the government does not have a good track record with transparency. President Jokowi sought to justify his earlier decision to conceal information about the initial COVID-19 outbreak in Indonesia as an effort to prevent public panic. Although concerns about free speech have been raised by several rights organizations such as Contrast, SafeNet, Amnesty International Indonesia, ICW, and ICGR, the issues around democracy are yet to galvanize the public. Most concern has been about access to economic relief. Interestingly, however, the pandemic has pushed people to resort to online platforms to protest. In April, members of legislature were bombarded with more than 10,000 online messages protesting the omnibus bill for job creation, criticizing professions deemed to be in favor of investors at the expense of workers. On 24 April, it was announced that the legislature would postpone deliberation on labor issues in the bill. Despite this positive sign, it's too early to claim that similar outcome can be expected for the issues around restriction on freedom of expression, at least in the upcoming months. With public attention mainly focused on the economy and the future of the outbreak, it's likely that Indonesia's democratic stagnation, if not regression, is here to stay. Thank you very much. My name is Anirudh Kalisto.